All right. Hello, friends, and welcome to a IHKC Social Media Live. We are here. We're here to talk money. That's what we're here to talk about. But we have Cynthia here playing the role of voice of God and also conversation starter. And I'm sure she's probably got some fun and funky questions. But
saving those for the end.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, definitely give us a listen, share, comment. We want to hear from you. We want to hear the things that you want to see from IHKC. We want to see you engage. We want to hear, the questions that you have, the things that you want us to talk about. But first things first, Cynthia, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. It's been a minute since we've done one of these.
It has. It's been more than a month.
I know. I was traveling and then I was feeling poopy and then I just didn't want to. So that's my bad. But I'm glad to be here with all of you now.
We're back and we get 2 weeks in a row.
We get 2 weeks in a row. And next week, we're actually going to have Dr. Brandy Archie.
I was going to tell them to tune in to see.
Well, we can do it more than once. We're reinforcing messaging here. That's what we're doing. But definitely keep an ear out for that. That'll be next Monday. It's Monday, right?
It's Monday.
It's Monday. Oh, Lord, it's only Monday. Okay.
It is Monday.
I actually had a realization, and this is a reminder to all of you friends, but I had a realization the other day that I was like, oh, God, we're in Christmas shopping season.
We are.
So definitely keep an eye on your favorite women-owned, women-led businesses and keep them in mind as you purchase for your loved ones. #shop local, #support women-owned business. There you go. That's not a very succinct hashtag.
It's all right.
Okay.
As we're on that topic, does Innovator have any curated gifts?
Oh, so we actually have 2 opportunities for you to plug in there. So around the holidays, we probably won't do this until November, so I still have a little bit of time. But we do curate an IHKC gift guide where we put together some themed lists of women-owned businesses, women-owned and women-led products that we just love and would love to see you take home to your loved ones because we're pretty sure you're going to love them as well. We also have a program called She's Gifted. If you are looking, so when I used to work at Startland and other places that I've worked where you had to do like corporate gifts, I always struggled because I wanted to do something unique and I wanted to do something fun. And the gift baskets of sausages and booze, they're great, but what if you're a vegetarian? What if you don't drink? So we actually put together a pretty curated list of themed gift baskets called She's Gifted. They feature our member products. I think we've got a She's Caffeinated one that has coffee from Doña Fina coffee roasters. It comes with like a cafe gift card. I think we have a tea diffuser, that's what they're called, from Emily's French Teas. We put together some really fun gift baskets. We have a glam one, we have a caffeinated one, we have a bookish one, and guess who's featured prominently in the bookish one, Cynthia? Can you give us a guess?
I have no idea.
It's our very own Cynthia Fails, aka the voice of Goddess.
Hey.
There you go. But definitely keep an eye out for those for your shopping opportunities. We want to make sure that we are highlighting women-owned business. We want to make sure that we are shopping local, supporting local, and then while you're at it, you can support IHKC.
All right.
I'm waiting for a weird question.
Oh, you ready?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought we were saving those for the end. It's not a weird question.
Well, I mean, they're all a little whimsical. They tend to be a little whimsical. Is that a better word? Okay, whimsical is a better word.
They're not really whimsical this week, though.
Okay, let's hear it.
I think maybe that's a reflection of where I am.
Yeah, same. I was telling Cynthia on the way in, I'm not in a bad mood today. I'm in a very quiet, kind of contemplative mood, so my energy is a little bit down. Are you feeling the same way, Cynthia?
I am. I think it's just.
Do you think it's the shift in weather?
I think it's a shift in weather. I think it's a shift in energy. There's so many changes that are all taking place
Yeah.
at the same time.
Well, and you
Very-
have a big milestone coming at the end of the month. You want to tell us about that? You shared with me
What's the
that something
milestone?
exciting was
Oh,
going to be complete.
yeah.
There you go. She kind of gave me a look like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
So I'm
I
trying to like
wasn't
lead
sure.
you along.
There's a lot of things that are happening with Launch Crate right now.
What's going on with Launch Crate, Cynthia?
Oh, we are in the middle of launching 5 books in about 2.5 months' time, which
Oh my gosh.
is why I probably am in the energy space that I'm in right now, but it's so much fun. So far, we've released 2 in September.
Okay.
We have 1 coming out next Tuesday.
Okay. Wait, which one is that?
That's Emoetry by
Okay.
Anitra Evans. It's
Nice.
fantastic. You gotta
Well,
check it
and you
out.
just handed me, so Crystal Everett is one
Mhm.
of our fabulous members, and it's Move with, is it Mary? Mark? I don't.
Mari and Mommy Move It.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So I just got a copy of that. I got a signed copy because I'm very fancy. And I think that that's what happened to you when you pre-order. But at any rate, definitely keep an eye out for some of those women authors. And speaking of women authors, I almost forgot about this. I was a little perturbed at you, Cynthia, and we're gonna have words later.
Uh-oh.
But so one of the things that has always been on my mind and heart is how do we support women authors through Innovator, Ihkc. We have a bunch of them.
We do.
Many, many, many. And Launch Crate represents many, many multicultural, diverse women authors as well. And so we put together an Airtable, and I'm trying to grab women-led authors and books and trying to put together a directory.
Yes.
So if you were a member of the Innovator KC community, I think it's a pinned post right now, and then I've posted about it periodically, but we're building that out. So again, looking for opportunities for people to plug in, support local women, business leaders, professional women, authors, creatives. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And when I get back to a laptop, I will definitely put the link if you want to add your book or add your author profile to the list. I'll put that link in there, but I'll also include the link to the gallery. So not going to happen right this very second because I'm a little busy at the moment.
I'll see if I can find it while
Yeah,
we're chatting about
it's
the
in there
other things.
somewhere, and I'm pretty sure I tagged you.
I think so. Yeah.
But
I'm a
yeah,
little slow in the draw.
we're gonna do what we can to pop that into the comments for you so that it's easy to find.
It'll be in there. Just check it out.
Sometimes I forget things, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that thing that we did. There's a lot going on.
So, quirky question.
Quirky question.
And it's inspired in part by some pizza that I just had at my parents' house.
I like it.
It's Detroit style pizza where the sauce was on top.
All right.
Yeah. Have you ever had that?
I have, but I don't know if I'm a huge fan. But continue.
Okay. Well, it's related to pizza, not Detroit style pizza specifically, but this is kind of a polarizing.
Are you going to ask me
question
about
for
pineapple
people.
on pizza?
I'm not asking you about pineapple on your pizza because pineapple belongs on pizza.
I
So
have
we're just gonna go with that.
thoughts. I do have thoughts.
Do you?
I do.
So my question is, do you fold your pizza?
Wait, what's that?
Do you fold your pizza?
Well, it depends on what size the pizza is. So if it's like a New York style pizza and like it's a big piece, then I absolutely fold over.
Okay.
But if it's a smaller piece, I actually at times eat the crust first.
Oh.
Which is a structurally weird way to do it, but I want to have that last bite be the cheesy pinnacle goodness.
So if you eat the crust first, I'm confused. Do you just how do you hold it after
you just
the
flip
crust
it
is
around
gone?
and then you kind of fold it a little bit to.
She's a folder. She's
Now
a
that
pizza
I'm
folder,
like thinking
people.
this through, I'm like, actually, yeah, you do fold it a little
She's a
bit.
pizza folder.
Yeah, I'm a pizza folder. Are you a pizza folder?
I'm absolutely a pizza folder.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the food in however I need to get the food in.
I mean, agreed. Let's find the most efficient food to mouth delivery method. Because generally when I'm sitting at a table, I'm like, I want all the food in my face.
Right.
Cynthia and I have found that we are actually excellent meal mates. And people sometimes give us free stuff when we hang out together and eat food, which I enjoy.
We need
to do that more.
Okay. 2 other questions, and then we'll jump into the content. What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Personally or professionally?
Either.
think I'm going to go with professionally. And it was something that somebody told me very, very early on in my career. I think I was like early 20s. And they told me to find the gap and then fill it with value. And I didn't, to be honest, I don't think I really knew what that meant at the time. But I find that the people that I work best with, and one of the ways that I have been able to engage with people as strongly as I have, and one of the things that has led to some of the successes of my career is finding the holes. Like, where can I plug in, make processes more efficient, make things better? Where can I do that? How can I best do that? And then how can I communicate that value to the people around me so that they understand what I bring to the table?
Yep.
And for me, it's all about that mutually beneficial, symbiotic kind of relationship. Like, professionally, I want to accomplish X, Y, Z, and the organization that I work with, they want to accomplish A, B, C. But there's this beautiful dance that you get to do as a professional person, a professional woman in a space where figuring out, like, I love figuring out how to provide that value. But I think I've told you this before, Cynthia, but like I've been in situations where bosses have called me twice, independently of each other. I've had 2 bosses call me a Swiss Army knife, and it's because I'm not really an expert in anything at all, but I can learn, and I know where to find information, and I know a little bit about a lot of things, enough to kind of lead me where I need to be or where the organization needs to be. And that's one of my favorite things to do. You know, just figure out, like, okay, here's a hole. How can we optimize it? How can we fix the problem? And I love doing that work.
Nice. You're really good at doing that work.
Yeah.
It's probably why you get called a Swiss Army knife. So
yeah, you're a little bit so you have expert level knowledge in several verticals that I know of, but I also know that you, like, I've personally witnessed you tackling things. You're like, I don't really know anything about this, but we'll figure it out.
Let's dig in and learn.
Qualtrics, that damn Qualtrics thing. I'm just like, I don't even understand. Can you take it? And that's Cynthia. So you're also a Swiss Army knife.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
I love it.
All right, my second question, and then we'll dive in.
Okay.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. What kind of wake do you want to leave behind you?
So a lot of things. I mean, I hope that someday Innovator has the kind of impact that I truly believe it can have. So I hope that someday my name is attached to this beautiful movement that makes things better for marginalized leaders.
Yeah.
I hope, sometimes I worry that, like, I want to make sure that I'm always doing things for the right reasons. And so one of the things that I worry about is, you know, how do I fold out of Innovator? Does Innovator stick around when I'm gone? And as of right now, I don't know that it does.
Yeah.
And so figuring that out it's been a challenge. You and I have talked about that as well. My struggles with that, but someday I hope that Innovator, and then by extension, myself as founder, I hope that Innovator is attached to deep meaning and deep impact within our community and our world. And then, you know, the other thing that I think I want to be remembered for, and I went out with a friend. It was Chris Stibbs. It was his birthday on, I think it was actually on Friday, but we hung out on Saturday night. And so I ran into someone, her name was Paige. She was very sweet. And she came up to me and she was like, hey, you know, you and I have met before. And I didn't remember. And I generally have a pretty good memory for, like, names and faces and things like that. But for whatever reason, I didn't remember. So she was reminding me. And she was saying that we had been on, like, a Zoom call. She works for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and it was like a lunch and learn thing that we did. And I remembered that happening. And she was like, you know, Lauren, I just remember she was having technical difficulties on this call with this Zoom thing. We couldn't quite figure it out, but she was like, you were so nice and you were so patient, you know, just trying to figure out how to get through this. And it reminded me, Dr. Maya Angelou, she's very well known for this quote, and it's, they won't remember, I'm paraphrasing, but they won't remember what you said, they won't remember what you did, but they'll remember how you made them feel.
Yep.
And I think that that's a very profound thing. And so I hope someday that even if people don't remember what I did or what I said, I hope that I leave the lasting impression that I made people feel good about themselves.
Yeah.
That I made people feel, I don't know, inspired or fun or whatever it is, whatever they want. I hope that I'm able to contribute to that.
Awesome.
That wasn't even like a whimsical, quirky question though. That was real serious.
I told you both of the questions
yeah.
that I already had in mind.
You're bringing the pain today.
Very serious.
What's up with that?
That's what happens when you're trying to get
All right, but
5
next
books
time
out.
I fully expect questions about dinosaurs or space travel. Like,
I'll get you one before we leave. How about
okay,
that? I'll
okay.
get you a quirky one.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Okay. So what are we here to talk about today?
Well, we're here to talk about something that I am terrible at talking about. So I'm hoping that you watchers and listeners will bear with me. But we're here to talk about money. And the thing is, Ihkc, we have seen tremendous growth over the course of the past. Actually, we just hit our 4-year anniversary, August 25th, 2018. Totally forgot to make a post about it. My bad. It's not that I forget our anniversary; it's that I never actually know what day it is. So sorry, apologies for that. But we've been around for 4 years. And 3 with me doing this full time and really like putting my focus on it. And we've reached a point where in order to do some of the things that we really, really, really want to do, we need money. It takes money. I like to eat. My dog and my possums and my husband, they also like to eat. I really enjoy having a roof over my head. I'm very privileged and blessed to do so. I'd like that to continue. But more so than Lauren Conaway, there are so many things that we want to do as an organization. We have created this badass community of women and individuals of marginalized gender experience, and I'm so proud of that. But we want to do more, and we want to do what we're currently doing better. And in order to do that, that takes people, and that takes resources, and that takes cash. And so we are at Ihkc. We're getting ready to kick off a capital fundraise campaign. We're looking for corporate sponsorships in particular. I've been working with Jackie McCarthy, Jessica Powell, Lindsay Weiss, and Nicole Phelps, one of our new board members. They're an amazing team, but we've put together this totally awesome pitch deck, kind of talking what problems does Innovator solve? What would we like to do in the future? I know that for me, one of my huge priorities is hiring. I'm at capacity and I want to bring some people on who are experts at what they do. Again, I'm not an expert in anything. I just kind of make things up as I go along and figure things out. But I really want to get brilliant people in front of some of the issues and the challenges that we deal with as an organization so that we can really solve them, so that we can do our work better and create more impact. So here is my ask. I have an ask to all of you listening, anybody who's commenting. If you know of an organization that would like to connect with over 5,700 leaders within our community and would like to meaningfully support an organization that serves them, let me know. Reach out, DM us, email at hello@innovateherkc.com. But just, we really, really want to get some of these large organizations involved in what we're doing. And we really want to get involved with them. Let us help you activate your internal women's leadership development programming. Let us get your brand highly visible to this amazing community of decision makers and, help us figure out how we can better plug you into the community. I don't know, how is that? Am I talking about it right? I always feel terrible when I never know how to talk about this kind of stuff. It's so weird.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. So Cynthia, do you know of any organizations that would maybe be interested in sponsoring or partnering with Innovator?
I'm sure if given half a day, I could probably generate a list of at least 10.
I love you so much.
Mhm.
I love her so much. Like, it's a lot. Look at how amazing she is. You can't even look. She's not on camera.
Nope.
Are you gonna like
Quite
loop your head in at
intentionally.
some point? Like, boop?
Maybe at the end.
I was just checking.
Nice.
But yeah, so we have that kicking off.
Mhm.
It's been hugely stressful for me. Like, I definitely, I view everything through the impact lens. Like,
Yeah.
I want to face all of the things that I do and feel comfortable doing are the things where it's facing our constituents and it's facing our members and figuring out how to better serve them. And so when you ask me to think about the money piece, I'm like, I can do it, but do I have to? But I do have to. I have to.
100% you have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're kicking that off. What was the other thing that I was going to talk about? I can't even remember.
DE&I?
No.
No?
Oh, future plans. Okay. That was the thing.
Mhm.
So one of the reasons that we are kind of targeting some of these organizations that can really meaningfully fund us, I want to talk about what we want to do with Innovator. And I think I've touched on this on these in the past, but we have this really unique opportunity with Innovator. We have this extremely engaged, very active virtual community of over 5,700 members. And so as one of the few people who sees all of the posts and all of the conversations that are happening, I have a very unique opportunity. I get the bird's eye view of conversations that women and other marginalized leaders within our community are having. And we hear the same things over and over and over again. Like, it's whenever you see those things, those conversations happening more than once, twice, 3 times, you know that is a systemic, structural issue that we need to address, right? So what are the 3 things that we hear about most often? Access to capital, access to healthcare, access to affordable childcare. Those are the 3 things that we hear about within our community most often when we're talking about the barriers to leadership that women and other marginalized leaders experience. That's what I hear anyway. Cynthia, would you agree? You see a lot of those posts too.
Yep.
That's what I hear about all the time. And so when we're looking to raise funds, we are actually looking to activate around issues like that, the deep-seated challenges that leaders within our community face. And so just as a for instance, we have the Her Impact demo day coming up. We're involved with that. But like, how do we shine a light on our members? But then how do we fund them? How do we help them get access to that capital that they need in order to thrive within their businesses? Kansas City is a pretty risk-averse community. I love Kansas City with all of my heart, but it's difficult for early stage businesses to secure funding because you almost always have to have somebody who funds you before, right? And you have to get that 1 before you can get the 3 or the 5 or the 10 or whatever it is. So, figuring out one of the things that we'd be interested in doing is grants, micro grants and lending and things like that, figuring out how to put capital into the hands of our members. And I mean, even, $1,000, $5,000 here or there to a lot of our member businesses, that would be so meaningful, right? I mean, what would $5,000 do for LaunchCrate? Like, it would be good, right?
100%.
It would be very, very, very helpful.
Yes.
And then you, as the leader of LaunchCrate, by extension, get to help all of your authors, right? And so the impact is exponential. And so that's what we're looking to do, create that ripple effect. When we're talking about childcare, Innovator doesn't really have an interest in starting up a childcare center, but a lot of our members are parents. A lot of our members are moms. A lot of our members, have dealt with the struggle of, I have to have that 10 o'clock meeting, but the kid's crying and I don't have affordable or reliable childcare. What do I do? And so, one of the things that we've been kicking around is how do we maybe subsidize access to affordable quality childcare for some of our members who can't afford it? We actually have members come in and say, hey, can't afford childcare right now. I can't come to your meeting. I can't. And every single time that happens, We understand priorities, but we also, it breaks my heart a little because we shouldn't have to choose. You shouldn't have to choose between being a parent and being a productive professional person. So how do we support that? Aperture Venture Capital, they're one of our partners. Garnett Harriman, one of the managing founders of this venture capital fund, we serve as a pipeline to them. We refer them to our members who have eligible startups. But one of the things that we've been talking about, Garnett and I, we have a call every couple of weeks, and he wants to institute a scholarship to, a local school for somebody who wants a second chance at education. Maybe they didn't have the money the first time around. Maybe they didn't have the ability to finish for whatever reason. But how can we arm women with education? So these are the kinds of things that we're talking about, and they're all really big. We do a lot of really great events. I'm very proud of what Innovator does, but I do want us to go to the next level, take the next step. How do we start addressing some of these really, really tough barriers and challenges that our members experience? Because when we remove those and eradicate those, I cannot even imagine how successful our society could come if we could empower these incredible human beings who are already on the ground doing the work, if we could just make it a little bit easier for them. That was a very long answer. I don't know if you can tell I'm very excited about it. But that's what we're looking to do.
Tapping into the groundwater.
Yeah, the groundwater.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you, Stephanie Smith is one of our members, and she with her husband, they lead I think it's free. It used to be free. Don't quote me on that. Mm-hmm. But extremely high in demand. So when they announce dates, you have to be right there and get right on it or they sell out.
Within an hour.
But it was Racial Equity Institute. I think, is that Race and Equity Institute? Something like that. REI. Mm-hmm. And they talk about there's rainwater, and then there's groundwater. And rainwater solutions they address the more palliative things. Innovator, we have a lot of rainwater solutions. We offer professional development, and we offer connection events, and we do storytelling for our members and things like that. And all of those things are wonderful, and we are thrilled to do them. But when we talk about groundwater, we're talking about the solutions and the conversations that will actually solve structural and systemic inequities. So how do you address the deeper issues and problems at hand? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be really honest. I don't know the answer to that question. Nobody knows the answer to that question, because if we knew the answer to that question, the problems would be fixed. Yep. But we're certainly, as Innovator Ihkc, one of my priorities is we're sure as shit going to try. We really, really want to try to work with people on the ground and work with the leaders who populate our community. We want to talk with all of you, and we want to figure out, how do we solve these things once and for all? People have asked me this in the past, and someday I want to manage myself out of a job. I don't want there to be a need for an Innovator Ihkc, a safe place for professional women and individuals of marginalized gender experience to congregate so that we can share stories and be vulnerable with each other. I think all of these things are beautiful, but someday I want to live in a society where equitable tools are no longer necessary because we have achieved equity, right? We're just not there yet. So help me manage myself out of a job, and then I'm going to kick off on a beach somewhere. Sound good? Cool. That wasn't a finger gun. It was a point. So I have this thing. Close. I do finger guns. Close. I told Cynthia I wasn't going to do it this time.
I told her it was happening.
I don't think it counts if I'm not doing the motion.
Okay. We'll go with that.
All right. Thank you.
It'll happen before.
All I needed was just lie to me. It doesn't count. It's fine. I don't care.
So what's coming up for Innovator?
Well, eventually the ground's going to freeze and I'm going to stop having allergies, and that's going to be amazing. It is a little chilly out today, mm-hmm. But as far as what's coming up with Innovator, definitely keep an eye out for our monthly meetups. I'm working on our November monthly meetup. I really want to have it at Bliss Books and Wine, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to be able to do it, but I haven't posted anything yet. So keep an eye out for that. That would be November 1st is the first Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Our monthly meetups are always the first Tuesday in November. We alternate happy hours and coffees. So this one will be a happy hour.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping we can do it at Bliss Books and Wine so we can buy some books, have some wine, and see their new brick and mortar space. We do have some new board members coming on that we will be announcing over the course of the next few weeks. I'm very, very excited to share some of our new leadership. We are just so honored at some of the brilliant individuals who have come on. What else we got? GEW is coming up in November, and you're going to have, do you know the dates offhand?
I don't.
It's like mid-November. And so I'm going to say like around November 16th, 17th, because I think I have something on the 16th. But Innovator Ihkc, we actually have several events that we are working on. We have a Chris Brown with Pixel Law and Megan Hovey of Hovey CPA. We're going to be having a kind of roundtable discussion that I'll be moderating on how to start a business legally and accounting-wise, which will be hugely beneficial for some of our members. We did it last year.
November 14th.
November 14th. Okay, see, there you go.
And there are a lot of Innovator-led sessions.
There are a ton of innovators. I mean, just off the top of my head, I know that I think Jen White's doing one, Larissa Uretti. I mean, there are a ton of innovators. GEW always brings in a ton of innovators every year. We're very proud. Brush your shoulders off. But definitely keep an eye out for GEW. They just do a tremendous job every year putting together professional development, training, and programming to support entrepreneurship and celebrate entrepreneurship. I think we're doing here's a good one. We are actually partnering with Startland EDU for a Mecca Challenge, most entrepreneurial community in America. But they're doing an all-girl Mecca Challenge. That'll be on December 6th, I believe. So I am actually recruiting for badass women mentors to go in and spend a day with these kids. Pretty sure that I pinged you about it, Cynthia Fales. Did you respond?
I believe you did, and I think I have a scheduling conflict on
Boo!
that.
Boo! Yeah. At any rate, we're putting together an amazing list of mentors to work with kids. So if you have any interest, definitely let me know. For this particular one, we are preferring individuals of marginalized gender experience or women. Sorry, boys, love you, but girl power. So we're doing that. One of the things, and actually I'm going to ask for your, like the folks listening at home, I'm going to ask for your support on this. I had a conversation with Susan Wally not too long ago. She is the executive director of an organization called PrepKC, and they support and empower students within the urban core through programming and in particular empowering them through entrepreneurship. They do just really cool work. But one of the things that we talked about was the fact that, Susan, she's a generation or two before mine, and she had to deal with things as a woman, a professional woman, that I've never had to deal with. And there are folks coming up behind me who are dealing with different things, but there are things that I've had to deal with that they never had to deal with. And so I'd be really interested in having kind of a roundtable discussion about, hey, what did your experience as a woman leader coming up through the ranks? What does that look like? What did that feel like? What did you deal with? What did you experience? What did you overcome? What did you love? And so I kind of want to do that. So if you have any thoughts about multi-generational leaders who might have an interesting perspective to share, I would love to hear from you, your thoughts on who we should have sitting at the table to take part in this discussion, because I do want to start putting that together.
So many layers.
I know. And I'm in very early stages kind of ideating around it. So if anybody has any thoughts, I do not speak for all women. I never want to speak for all women. I want to hear from you. Tell us what you think. Tell us what, questions you would have for women who've been there, done that, and, dealt with some shit, dealt with some awesome stuff. Just let us know. And if you have any ideas for programming in general, we are always looking for feedback on that, right? Cynthia Fales, Director of Ihkc Programming.
100% always looking for feedback.
Yeah, we would love to hear from you. So that's what we have coming down the pipeline now, as far as I know. Keep an eye out for the gift guide. Everything is like far off in the future.
It's not that far.
Shh. Why do you say things like that to me?
If we acknowledge it, Lauren.
We have plenty. See, I'm going to say this right
it.
now. I'm looking right at the camera. We have plenty of time right now.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow, that will change. So just trying to figure that out. But keep an eye out for exciting things coming down the pipeline. And yeah, give us your feedback. We definitely want to know. Right? Yeah.
Are you ready for your quirky question?
I want my quirky question. Bring it on.
If aliens were to descend into our atmosphere.
Okay.
Are you envisioning it?
Yes.
Yeah. And they came and tapped you on your shoulder.
Okay.
And they said, take us to the most interesting place you know. Where would you take them?
Oh, no. Ooh, okay. I know where. I absolutely know where.
Mm-hmm.
I would take them to Linda Hall Library.
Oh.
Is where I would take them.
Nice.
Because I love being there. It's just off of UMKC's campus, I think on Cherry, but don't quote me on that. But it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's filled with books, which is one of my favorite things in the whole entire world. It has an art piece there, and I can't. It's a big green thing. It's kind of a statue, but it was donated by, or it used to belong to like Tsar Nicholas II or something crazy like that. I'm like, what? So like you go and you look at it and you're like, this is a piece of history. But it's beautiful. It has all kinds. So Linda Hall Library actually has one of the largest STEM, science and technology book collections in the whole world. Mm-hmm. People come from all over the world to avail themselves of these books. Mm-hmm. And I get lost there. Like I love just breathing it in, looking at it, smell, I love that joint. But I also figure it's a really interesting place, but then it also leads to more interest because you get to see like the full gamut of scientific history mm-hmm. in our world. So I think that's where I take them.
Interesting.
Okay. I kept it limited to like Kansas City geographic area. And now that I've said all of that, I'm like, wait, I probably could have taken them anywhere in the world.
Anywhere. There were no limits on it.
Okay. Damn it. All right. I'm sticking. I'm going to stick with that for now.
Okay.
That's just the lens that I was viewing things through. Okay.
Okay. Final question.
Okay.
I know I said that was my final question, but this is my actual final question.
Are you sure?
And I'm asking because you were just at the Lizzo concert.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Thanks to Full Scale.
I love her.
So I'm assuming there was dancing.
There was dancing
taking place, and it was a great time.
It was a great time.
Lots of love.
Lizzo is the queeniest queen who ever queened, mm-hmm. and I loved her so much because not only does she put on a great show, Actually, I'm going to turn this into an ask, but one of the things that Lizzo did extraordinarily well, better than any artist I've ever seen, mm-hmm. She welcomed the audience in. Like, she actually stopped the show mm-hmm. at one point and just started talking to people in the audience that she saw. And she was like, hey, I see you in your sparkly blue outfit, and I see your sign, thanks so much for, and like, she would literally like have a conversation with folks if she could, like even the folks in the upper registers. And I just loved how intentional she was of not only like she wasn't just singing to people, mm-hmm. like she was with us, and she wanted us to know that I see you mm-hmm. as a human being. And so that's my I'm going to turn it into a challenge. Here's my challenge. Try to do that. Find a way to do that for someone else, just one person, sometime this week. Welcome them in, intentionally make them feel like they're a part of something bigger. Mm-hmm. Be like Lizzo.
Be like Lizzo.
All right, so that was my ask. What's the question?
Okay,
though?
So the question. There was dancing.
There was a lot of dancing.
There are some pretty simple dances.
Okay.
In theory.
Yeah.
As you look at them. What is a dance that's super simple to do or looks super simple to do that you are bad at?
Okay. Well, so one is not a dance.
Okay.
But this is the dumbest thing. It's so stupid. Please don't judge me. I'm gonna tell you, don't judge me. But do you remember the song "Too Legit to Quit"? Uh-huh. I can't do the hand thing. I can do it, but I can't do it in time. Too legit to quit. Like I always do that. Like too legit too legit to quit. And I
Yeah, you
always
don't have to do the second two.
You don't?
No.
Maybe that's how I've been messing it up. Too legit to quit.
That's it.
Oh, see, I can do that.
See, look at it.
All right. So I've
Fixed
never
it.
been. I thought that you had to do like the second
Nope.
two. Okay. I've never been able to do that, but I guess now I can do that. Thank you, Cynthia.
You're very welcome.
Let's see. All right, I can do the electric slide. I can do the cha-cha shuffle or whatever it's called. I've tried country line dancing before. I can't. I'm too many elbows. I don't lead with my. I don't know what is wrong, but I'm not very good at it.
I got to get you out there and do the cut.
Oh my God. Someday. I was talking with Chelsea Lobb, who incidentally may be one of our new board members, but don't tell anybody I told you. But I was talking to her the other night. She's like, I'm going to take you country line dancing. I'm like, are you prepared to be embarrassed? We'll see how it goes.
I love it.
Yeah. How about you? You're an excellent dancer. And I invite, here's another challenge for you, friends. But if you do not already follow Cynthia Fails, CL Fails on Instagram, definitely do so. Because not only is she an incredible thought leader, but she does some badass dances just for us. And it always makes my day when I see your little videos come across my feed.
Yeah. That's what I keep hearing.
So CL Fails.
One in a while.
Follow.
I need to do that. We should, before we leave here.
Yes.
We need to do a dance for Instagram. Not live.
Okay.
Definitely.
There you go. That's what I needed to hear. Yeah, we can't do it live. I'm
All
out.
right. Any final thoughts?
I don't know. Friends, just continue to be kind to each other. Support women, shop local, all of those things that help make our community grow and evolve and keep us on a forward path. But right now I'm just thinking about money. So if you can help us, now would be a fantastic time because we're getting ready to do some really cool stuff. So definitely keep that in mind as you go about your day, and we'll be in touch.
Yeah.
That wasn't a threat. That was a promise.
One of the things that can help is if you like this video, share this video, and make sure that you drop a comment on it so that more people can see this video.
Let's game the algorithm, folks. Come on.
We know how to do it. We just need your help in doing it. All right.
Not one single finger gun. I'm not moving my hands until you tell me we're out.
There's still time. We'll see you next week, peoples.